arts in New York. Also some scattered classes at Parsons University and schools, US. So I've kind of bounced around. I've used my education to really figure out how to express my voice and how to utilize different skills to articulate what I wanted to say. So,
how old were you when you decided you were an artist, or you discovered you were an artist?
You know, first of all, I've had a real problem with labeling myself as an artist, actually, because once you start talking about the definitions of the artist, then everyone starts to think about what they perceive as an artist being, and I like to think of myself as a creative spirit. So I don't really think of myself as an artist per se, just because I don't want to be honed down by what you believe an artist is. And also in the contemporary art world today, everyone is looking for a specific type of artist, and they're looking for a genre to fit you in. And I have a problem with that because I want to be free, and I think that as I create, I don't want anything to hold me back from creating. And I think that's one of the reasons why I have so many different types of work. I have site-specific works, and then I have sculptures, I have bronze, and then I have these paintings. So I've been really focused on making sure that I don't hold myself down to an idea of an artist. But to answer your question, I was about 4 years old in Trinidad. I was born in the Caribbean, in the West Indies in Trinidad, and I was scribbling on my wall. And my parents found the scribbles, and I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was great stuff. And my dad, he gave me one of those old-fashioned whoopings, man. But I thought
they were fashion back then.
Yeah. But you know, he made me erase it, and the whole process of creating my scribble and erasing it. As a young child, I was just really intrigued by that empowerment that I had. So when we moved to the United States when I was about 7, my dad noticed that I was pretty precocious. He got me into art classes, and by the age of 10, I had my first solo exhibition in New York at the Focusing Art Gallery. So at a very young age, I was pretty focused on the idea of creating, and we went to museums and I would go around to see, you know, what this thing called art was all about.
So, what do you think an artist is?
I don't. I'm not interested in what an artist is. I'll let everybody else define that. I think that there are common traits to artists, and I think that once you're allowing yourself to be creative, once you're listening to the whispers of your creative spirit, once you are deciding to give in to this process of creativity and the chaos of creativity, once you allow yourself to get into that mode of thinking, then I think you are on the right track to becoming an individual who is on this earth to provide something. I ask myself the question, am I adding to art?
So as a creator, then, have you had to destroy something that fell short?
I've left it alone. I try not to destroy my works. I usually add to them. If I'm frustrated with it, I'll take a break from it. Sometimes I'll never come back, like tons of artists do. And sometimes it'll hit me, and I'll have something to add to it. And usually that process of leaving it alone, allowing this room for growth, is really beneficial in my process to create something spectacular. And I'll work on something for years. A concept, a series. Most of my art, a lot of people put me in the category of conceptual artist because I start with my idea and I allow that idea to grow and to cultivate. And for example, the rotating canvas that I've developed for the past 10 years has been an ongoing process of, repositioning the image and investigating the viewer's experience with the canvas. So that whole concept, which I can explain to you later, is really it's an ongoing journey, and I think that's what art is about. So I would hate for any artist to destroy any of their works, because 10 years ago you may have had a work that you can revisit and add to. So no work is a failure. The failure lies in your intent. And if you understand that your intent always changes, then you understand that any work can be saved.
Have you changed work that you've completed already?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time. And that can be disastrous also.
Yeah.
Because I would revisit a work and totally ruin it. And then now I'm heartbroken because there's a piece that I really felt strongly about. But I think that is just part of creating. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
As I create, a few decades after I'm gone, people can say, okay, that is relevant because it added to this. And I think that inherently our journey in this specific time period will speak to a lot about our condition and our circumstances as human beings in the 21st century. I think it's really important for artists to pay attention to the fact that we have something to offer and something to say in this specific century.
Do you think that that's necessary for art?
It's not. It helps. And when you say, your question is it necessary for art in terms of the progression of art?
Well, for the work to be successful, sometimes I know I've come across a lot of work that is not relevant to my life,
right,
but it's relevant to the artist's life. And it's really not having a conversation with history, with other artists. It's very, sort of autobiographical. And it has, although that in itself has a long tradition, with artists, but it's not really relevant to any conversation other than that specific artist.
Right. And that's why I say it's not in terms of the importance of you experiencing art as an artist and important to how people experience it. My point is that today, nothing is truly original in terms of creating it from scratch. But when you invent something and you've learned from history and you're stepping on the shoulders of others that have come before you, I truly believe that you can invent something great. And you can find something original. And I agree with you that you've got to be very aware of where we are in history and what's been done.
Everything that's come before you is a base for you to start off of. You cannot possibly create a work without any source.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when people say, "Oh, this is original," and it's like, well, I'm always a little apprehensive,
of course,
or whatever it is. I mean, if you're using any sort of technology, any sort of techniques that were used, like cross-hatching, and there's just no way that you can get away from
I think that talking about techniques, there's a way of finding something special within those techniques. And I truly believe that as artists, we are inventors. And if you take one technique from here and one idea from over here that have both been done before, and you put them together, you might have something novice. You might have something original. You might have invented something. We are here to create new things. And I always cringe when I see an artist who's done something that I recognize and they're just regurgitating what they've seen in history. They're regurgitating the politics, and they're regurgitating the stories and the ideas and the concepts, and they're giving in to what we define ourselves today. I think that it's really important to figure out how we can redefine ourselves. And even if you don't, even if you fail at it, I think we must never give up at finding something